Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Mauricio Umansky spills how RHOBH changed ex Kyle Richards. Mauricio Umansky is spilling the tea on how RHOBH has changed his estranged wife, Kyle Richards. The two were married for nearly 30 years and raised 4 daughters together. Unfortunately, they split in July 2023 and are unable to reconcile. So, what does the real estate mogul have to say about his ex and reality television fame? Keep reading for further details. For 12 seasons on RHOBH, Mauricio Umansky and Kyle Richards were a power couple. She supported him in his real estate endeavors, even if it meant losing her family. He initially was in business with her brother-in-law, Rick Hilton, when he got the opportunity to branch out on his own. It would likely jeopardize their relationship with Kyle's sister, Kathy Hilton, but she wanted what was best for Mauricio. He went on to excel in his career, and he watched her return to acting while opening a handful of boutiques while becoming a reality star. She is now the last OG standing on RHOBH and has been there for all 14 seasons. Admittedly, after the last 2 seasons, she did not know if she would come back. In season 13, Kyle and Mauricio shared the demise of their marriage. He has since moved out of their home and gotten his own place. Furthermore, he was involved with philanthropist Nikita Khan and is now having fun with model Claudia Kay. So, when asked about Kyle and how she changed since joining the hit Bravo reality series, what did Mauricio have to say? According to Reality Blurb, Mauricio Umansky claims that Kyle Richards is the same person she always has been. He spilled this alongside co-star and close friend PK Kemsley on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast. I think Kyle is extremely grounded and down to earth, and I don't think that the show has gotten to her, the fame, the money at all. I think that she is the exact same person that she was before the show, before we both made money. I don't think it has changed her at all. As for whether or not he and Kyle had a chance at reconciliation, Mauricio was clear about where they stood. He maintained they are best friends, and that is all. Despite being separated, Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky reunited for the holidays in Aspen with their 4 girls. They enjoyed cooking and baking, with Kyle making a grand Christmas Eve dinner. She then woke everyone up on Christmas morning so they could open gifts together, and they looked extremely happy to keep the tradition alive. He had just been spotted in Aspen, dining and shopping with Claudia Kay, as it was alleged Kyle would be with her sisters for the holidays. However, her daughters documented their happiness on social media. Mauricio Umansky, the successful real estate mogul, has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind. However, his recent insights into how the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, changed his wife, Kyle Richards, have caught the attention of fans, offering a rare glimpse into their personal lives and the transformative impact that the show has had on both of them. In an exclusive interview, Mauricio opened up about the evolution of his wife since her rise to fame on RHOBH, offering both praise and candid reflections on how the spotlight has shaped Kyle's identity, confidence, and approach to their marriage. When Kyle Richards first joined RHOBH back in 2010, she was already a well-known actress, having starred in hit series like Little House on the Prairie and Halloween. However, as a mother and wife, she was mostly known for her strong family bonds and for being a relatively low-key figure in the world of Beverly Hills glitzy elite. RHOBH changed that dynamic, thrusting her into the high-stakes drama and endless drama of the reality TV world. For Mauricio, the change in Kyle was both exciting and challenging. As Kyle became an integral part of the show, Mauricio watched his wife step into the limelight in a way that shifted her priorities, values, and even her sense of self. When Kyle first started on the show, she was more hesitant, Mauricio recalled. She didn't fully understand the level of public scrutiny or how the show would affect her in terms of the perception of who she is. The reality TV spotlight demanded a lot from Kyle. The pressures of filming, dealing with intense storylines, and engaging in emotionally charged confrontations with her co-stars meant that she couldn't simply maintain the image of the sweet, supportive housewife that many of her fans were used to. Mauricio admitted that at times, the constant conflict and attention from the show could feel like a strain on their relationship. It's difficult when you see your partner go through ups and downs, emotionally, especially when it's played out on a public stage, he said. But what you have to remember is that it's a show. There are things that are real and things that are exaggerated for drama. Despite the challenges, Mauricio also emphasized how RHOBH has helped Kyle grow as a person and a public figure. Kyle's confidence grew as the years went by on the show, he explained. She became less concerned about what people think of her and more focused on being true to herself. Mauricio noted that Kyle's resilience had been a key factor in her success. He observed how she learned to filter out the noise and focus on what really mattered: her family, her career, and her own happiness. It wasn't just Kyle's confidence that evolved. As RHOBH pushed her to face conflict and public criticism, it also encouraged Kyle to embrace her own voice. Before the show, Kyle was always known as the peacemaker, trying to keep everything calm and collected, Mauricio shared. But being on the show forced her to stand her ground and become more outspoken. From tackling disagreements with her co-stars to handling her personal challenges in the public eye, Kyle was forced to become more vocal about her boundaries and her truth. She wasn't just playing a supporting role in her own life anymore. She was taking the reins. However, the exposure that came with RHOBH also led to a redefinition of Kyle's personal life. Being a part of a show where relationships are constantly under a magnifying glass meant that Kyle's marriage to Mauricio was frequently discussed, scrutinized, and even dramatized by the audience. The couple's marriage, once seen as a tight-knit unit, was frequently examined in the public eye. Mauricio reflected on how that had changed their dynamic. "We've always been a strong couple, but there's something about living your life in the public eye that tests even the strongest relationships," he shared. Mauricio admitted that while the fame and attention were exciting, it was also difficult at times to navigate the increased pressure. "We had to learn to adapt to the changes that came with her being on the show," he said. "We've always been a close-knit family, but there's no denying that there were moments where the cameras and the drama affected our relationship. It took some time to find our new normal." Despite the strains, the pair's relationship remained solid, and Mauricio credited their success to their open communication and unwavering support for one another. "At the end of the day, the most important thing for us is our family and our love for each other," he said. "We've always been a team, and that's the foundation of everything." Beyond their marriage, RHOBH also had an impact on Kyle's career trajectory. In addition to her role as a mainstay on the show, she began expanding her business ventures, including her work as a fashion designer and entrepreneur. Mauricio acknowledged that RHOBH played a significant role in putting Kyle's name out there, allowing her to build a successful brand. "Kyle's always had a sense of style, but being on the show gave her the platform to turn that into something bigger," he said. "It gave her the confidence to put herself out there in ways that she might not have done otherwise." However, Kyle's professional transformation has been far from smooth. In the fast-paced world of reality TV, where alliances shift and drama is ever present, Kyle has had to balance the pressures of a public career with maintaining a strong sense of self. The public side of it can be overwhelming at times, and Kyle has had to learn how to manage it, Mauricio explained. But she's grown immensely, and now she's not just a reality star. She's a force in the business world, too. What's also striking about Kyle's evolution is her approach to fame. In the beginning, she was more guarded, unsure of how much to share with her fans and viewers. As time went on, however, Kyle became more transparent about her life, her struggles, and her achievements. Mauricio praised Kyle's willingness to embrace vulnerability. "She's not afraid to show the real side of herself, and I think that's one of the reasons why people love her," he said. "She's been through a lot, and instead of hiding it, she's used her platform to inspire others." Looking back on their journey, Mauricio feels incredibly proud of how far they've come. Kyle has become more powerful and confident in every way, he said. It's been incredible to watch her growth, not just as a reality star, but as a woman, a businesswoman, and a mother. At the end of the day, Mauricio attributes much of Kyle's growth to her ability to evolve in front of the cameras while staying true to herself. RHOBH may have changed Kyle, but it also gave her the opportunity to redefine who she is in the world. And, as Mauricio proudly points out, it's a transformation that has not only benefited Kyle, but also their entire family. In the world of reality TV, change is inevitable. But in the case of Kyle Richards, the changes have only made her stronger, more confident, and more capable of navigating the highs and lows of fame and family. Mauricio Umansky, the real estate mogul and star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, has been married to Kyle Richards for over 27 years. As a prominent figure on the show, Kyle has been part of the series since its inception in 2010, and her personal and professional life has been aired out for millions of viewers. While Kyle's career and relationships have been affected by her time on the show, Mauricio, who was initially a supporting figure in the background, has recently spoken out about the profound impact RHOBH has had on his wife. In interviews and conversations, Mauricio has shed light on how the show changed Kyle, both as a person and as a public figure. But it's not just the glitz and glamour of the Beverly Hills lifestyle that has transformed Kyle. Rather, it is the pressures, challenges, and dynamics that come with being in the spotlight for so long that have reshaped her. Let's take a deeper dive into Mauricio's perspective, analyzing how the world of reality TV altered Kyle Richards' approach to both family and fame. 1. The shift in priorities. Family versus fame. Before RHOBH, Kyle Richards had already established a successful acting career, notably as a child star in Halloween and Little House on the Prairie. Her early fame, however, was much more innocent, with far fewer cameras capturing her every move. When RHOBH came around, Kyle was thrust into a completely different type of fame, one that required constant exposure to an audience, including intimate moments with her family. Mauricio Umansky has often mentioned that he believes the show forced Kyle to reevaluate her priorities, especially with regards to their children and their marriage. She's had to balance the pressures of the show with the reality of raising kids in a public environment, Mauricio said in one interview. He explained that initially, Kyle was willing to dive in headfirst, but as the seasons went on, she began to realize the emotional toll it took on her family. What became clear was that Kyle, despite the fame, would always choose her family first. Mauricio highlighted that the evolution of Kyle's character through the seasons demonstrated a shift toward protecting their children's privacy and fostering a strong, supportive family environment. The pressures of reality TV were undeniable, but Kyle's focus remained on the well-being of her loved ones. 2. The challenge of public scrutiny. Reality TV fame is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it opens doors, provides opportunities, and connects people from all over the world. But on the other hand, it invites intense scrutiny, often leading to personal pain, public judgment, and harsh opinions from viewers who think they know you better than you know yourself. For Kyle, one of the most challenging aspects of RHOBH has been the way viewers dissect her life, relationships, and even her parenting. Mauricio, being the ever-supportive husband, mentioned how tough it has been for Kyle to navigate the public's expectations. He shared that the couple's marriage has faced its fair share of criticisms, particularly in the early years when fans couldn't stop analyzing Kyle's every word and action on the show. The hard part, Mauricio said, was that sometimes Kyle would come home after an episode and feel drained, hurt, or confused by what people said about her. The criticism wasn't just about the show, but about who she was as a person. Despite the intense scrutiny, Kyle learned to take it in stride. She grew a thicker skin over the years, something Mauricio attributed to her resilience and her growing sense of self-awareness. She became less concerned with how she was perceived, learning to prioritize her own self-worth over the opinions of strangers. 3. The evolution of their marriage. As with any relationship under the microscope, the dynamics of Mauricio and Kyle's marriage have been subject to public observation. Mauricio spoke candidly about how RHOBH changed the way they communicate and handle conflicts. While it's easy to assume that being constantly filmed would create tension between a couple, Mauricio revealed that the opposite is often true. Reality TV forces you to communicate more openly and honestly, he said. There's no room for pretending, especially when there's a camera in front of you. It's challenging, but it also makes your bond stronger because you have to be real with each other. Throughout the years, viewers watched Kyle and Mauricio navigate ups and downs, both on and off the show. Their marriage, often seen as one of the more stable ones on RHOBH, has had its share of public moments, but Mauricio believes that these challenges only help them grow as a couple. The openness required by the show pushed them to confront uncomfortable truths and talk about issues they may have otherwise avoided. Mauricio also credited the show with helping them grow as business partners. As Kyle became more involved with various business ventures, Mauricio said they learned to support each other in ways they hadn't before. The growth of their real estate empire was a direct result of the confidence Kyle gained from her time on RHOBH. While Kyle's persona on the show often revolved around her glamorous lifestyle and family life, behind the scenes, she was becoming a savvy businesswoman who could hold her own in meetings and negotiations. 4. The impact on Kyle's professional life. Kyle Richards' career trajectory took a significant turn after joining RHOBH. While she had always been involved in entertainment and business, the show launched her into a different stratosphere of fame. She became a household name, and with that fame came new professional opportunities. She branched out into fashion, publishing, and even launched her own boutique, Kyle by Aline too. Mauricio noted that the exposure from RHOBH helped Kyle become an even more established brand. She went from being known as the sister of Kim Richards and Kathy Hilton to building her own empire, he said. The show gave her the platform to explore other passions and avenues. She went from being someone who was seen only as a housewife to a true businesswoman in her own right. However, with this new professional identity also came new pressures. Kyle's success outside of the show became a balancing act, keeping her personal life private while managing the expectations of being both a reality star and a successful entrepreneur. The show's portrayal of Kyle in business, especially her ventures in fashion and acting, painted a picture of a woman who was constantly evolving. Mauricio acknowledged how proud he was of her resilience in the face of challenges, and he attributed much of her success to her ability to learn and adapt over time. 5. A lasting legacy. Lessons learned. Mauricio Umansky's reflections on how RHOBH changed Kyle Richards are not just about fame and fortune. At its core, his insights point to the deeper lessons they've learned as a couple and as individuals. Mauricio mentioned that the show helped Kyle realize the importance of authenticity, being true to herself and her values, even if that meant facing difficult challenges in the public eye. Kyle's journey through the show has also taught her the importance of resilience. Over the years, she has faced public feuds, personal losses, and the ever-present glare of the camera. Yet through it all, she has remained steadfast in her pursuit of happiness and success. Mauricio believes that the woman Kyle has become is not just the result of RHOBH, but the result of her ability to grow, learn from her mistakes, and stay true to her core beliefs. In many ways, RHOBH has been a catalyst for Kyle's personal transformation. What began as a journey into reality TV stardom evolved into a path of self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. Mauricio, ever the supportive partner, remains by her side, watching as she continues to navigate the complex world of reality television, business, and family. Through it all, Kyle Richards has emerged stronger, wiser, and more self-assured than ever before.